Hello, everyone, and welcome to Getting Past Religion. I'm really happy that you're here. My name is Lauren McCormick, and I'm a postdoctoral research associate at Princeton University Center for Culture, Society, and Religion. I've studied religion for decades with degrees from Rutgers, NYU, Duke, and Syracuse. What's caught my interest the most are artifacts called Judean pillar figurines. They are nude feminized figurines from the biblical world. And it's not just me. These figurines have captivated generations of scholars before me, and they will continue to captivate generations long after. But I want to talk with you about more than the Judean pillar figurines. I think these objects are a window into some important things going on both in and outside of the academy. I'm an academic insider who's been privy to the knowledge held in some very prestigious institutions. But I also care about sharing my research with people who are not scholars. I study some very esoteric stuff, and I want to pull back the curtain for you to try and show why it matters that I and others like me do this kind of work. I dream that my coverage of the Judean pillar figurines will help you think about something differently in your world, wherever I find you in it. I first met the Judean pillar figurines as an undergrad. They were pictures in books I was assigned to read in an Introduction to the Hebrew Bible and Old Testament course. I would see them in many more books in the coming years because they're the most plentiful pieces of anthropomorphic art found in the biblical period. Over 1,000 and counting have been unearthed, mostly in and around ancient Judean homes. However, the Bible never mentions them. Neither was any inscribed. Judean pillar figurines were pillars of everyday life in the biblical world of the 8th to early 6th century BCE, but no one is sure why. Also, and this is where things get even more interesting, they have no real male counterpart. Some interpreters take JPFs as evidence for the historicity of the Second Commandment, to argue that Judeans really did not make images of the God of the Hebrew Bible or Old Testament, though they may have fudged the no images rule for the Judean pillar figurine, or just somehow did not think of it as a banned image, for example, because it was a vestige of time-honored polytheism. JPFs entangle issues of monotheism, idolatry, female representation in the Godhead, or in everyday life that elite biblical texts largely overlook, as well as the presumed censorship of religion as it was practiced on the ground versus religion as it was reported in the Bible. I myself use imaging technology to study Judean pillar figurine paint, allowing me to contribute new interpretations that stress figurine eyes instead of breasts. In other words, I give the classic, "my eyes are up here" critique. This podcast will explore some of the big questions JPFs stir, both about the past and about today. The title, Getting Past Religion, is a double entendre. I intend to elucidate aspects of the biblical past at the same time that I acknowledge some of the harmful effects that interpretations of biblical texts and objects have had in our own contemporary world. In half of the episodes, we will look to understand the past through apt topics or methodologies that are used in the humanities, like new materialism that explores in what ways objects can, in a sense, be considered alive, nudity in art, or the impact of technology on studies of the ancient past. The other half of the episodes will cover getting past religion in the sense of getting through it, covering sexism, gender discrimination, and racism. In each episode, I interview a trailblazing scholar about these topics as they relate to the Judean pillar figurine. So this podcast both is and isn't about Judean pillar figurines. It uses them as a proxy to discuss larger issues. I see worlds of conversation in these little hand-holdable objects that I'm excited to share with you. Stick with us on this journey as we uncover the mysteries of these figurines. Next up is episode 1 on color and racism. Thank you so much for watching. Let's see what we can dig up.